All right, all right. That's what I knew. That we are gonna get some good feedback. All right, so we are live. Let's bring in Bam.
I should be able to mute, no?
I'm gonna mute these here. All right, I see all three of us there. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for tuning in. This is going to be the bracket reveal. We're going to talk about the bracket for the USA Slow Pitch National Championships this weekend in York, Pennsylvania. But first and foremost, I want to give some shout outs and some thanks to some very important people. First and foremost, Miss Laura Guerreri, sorry. Uh, Laura was the first contact that I made here, or we made here in York, Pennsylvania. She invited us out here about a couple years ago, actually before COVID, and she gave us a wonderful tour of this wonderful region destination here in York, Pennsylvania, and we are here now for our national championship. So thank you, Laura. Thank you to Rashida Martin, Morgan Madinick, Lydia Wilt, also Mr. Tom Landis, which we had a great meeting with him today. Also, Mr. Tom Thomas and Kathy Wilson, who has been an outstanding help over there with the women's division for this weekend. Really quick, I'm going to show you guys I don't know if you can see it there. Let me see if I can zoom in. This is co-ed. Actually, let's start with women's, ladies first. There you can see the women's division. Everybody should have their game times. We have 9:30 Team Works and Cherry Bombs, followed by Carolina Cougars at 10:45. Then we have Vintage and Team Works at 12. Cherry Bomb and Vintage at 1:15, and so on and so forth. They're doing a round robin followed by a double elimination bracket, which we're going to go right into there. That'll start at 5 p.m. on Hoffman 1 and Hoffman 2. Moving on to the men's lower, I think you can see it there. All these brackets are at playisps.com/nationals. So, and they're all live and published. You can check them out really quick if you want me to go through them. We're going to have Adrenaline and Mutants. They are our 240 teams. They're going to play each other to start the bracket at 8 a.m. Then we have Blessed and Appreciative against Smoking Blunts at 8 a.m. Crushers and Washed Up also at 8 a.m. on Hoffman 4. Then the second set of games will be at 9:10. Diamond Dynasty versus MDE. Then we have Dallas Town Roofing versus New Religion. And then Fathom Realty versus Homes and Spaces at 9:10. And then we have Direct Mortgage Loans and Higher Purposes coming in with those first round buys. Moving on to the men's upper division, we have Most Wanted. Most Wanted is the team coming from, they are the three-time back-to-back Puerto Rico Boricua Open Championship. So they won they earned their first rank, their number one ranking. So they're going to get a first round bye there. They're going to start at 9:10 on Hoffman Stadium. But before them, they will play the winner of Hunter Truck versus Das Beer Hall. And then also at 8 o'clock, BDS Audi Razorbacks versus Warriors that are coming in from New York. And at 9:10, the winner of that game will play Bad Draw. Then on Sunday, here is your co-ed round robin. Bolton Hose versus Team 22 at 9 a.m. As well as Smoking Aces versus Maryland Misfits. We have some very creative team names out there. Maryland, I kind of like Carolina Cougars. That's my favorite. Smoky Aces versus Maryland Misfits at 9 a.m. Then we have Team 22 versus Smoky Aces at 10:10. Maryland Misfits versus Boats and Hose at 10:10. And then Boats and Hose will have their last game of the round robin against Smoking Aces at 11:20. And then Maryland Misfits versus Team 22 at 11:20. And then they will also be going into a double elimination bracket for the playoffs. And there you have it. And I want to bring in Mr. Joseph Penson and Mr. Larry Pointer. Larry is joining us from Kentucky. And Bam, as you know, he lives down there in the dirty South, South Florida homestead area. We have some questions that we're going to go through um, so that everybody, all the rules have been posted again on playisps.com/nationals, but we had some uh, specific questions that I will ask, and then we will have either Larry or Bam answer the questions. First question we have from Jason is what bats? What bats are we going to allow, and what bats can they use? Who wants to take that one?
What's up, folks? We are many. That thing you're stepping on is my toe.
Are you not wearing shoes?
So, listen, when you watch a broadcast on the news or something, you realize those people like don't like have bottoms on, and you never hear those.
I'm
people,
fully dressed, by the
you
way.
never hear those people snitch and say, "Hey,
dressed.
wear your pants." This guy. At any rate, we're allowing all 220s and we're allowing all 240s. No senior bats. Actually, I think we're allowing ASA, USA bats as well. We're not going to be stiflers. We're not attempting to stipulate on what you can and can't swing. Just nothing senior. Nothing senior. Any bat that I'll be walking around the entire time. Larry will be walking around the entire time. Manny will be walking around the entire time. This is a decision that will it's up to the discretion of our directors. If we see something or hear something or there's a bat that just seems to be strange, yeah, we're probably going to pull that bat right out of there. We're all about player safety while keeping the lines of ultimate performance. Our new balls that you guys are going to be very pleased with, you're going to find that they hit well with anything that you bring. You don't need any rip it and rip it, see ball, hit ball. Everything else will work itself out. So anything with a 220 or a 240, but it has to have one of those designations along with we're also allowing USA ASA. But don't come out with the senior bats because in any division, it just won't be allowed this weekend.
Okay. Next question we have is from Dom. Dom from Puerto Rico. He's Puerto Rican Boricua Open champ. Runner rule and what is the pitch height going to be for this tournament?
The runner rule, we have this thing called an international runner. It means that you have one person that'll be designated prior to the first pitch for each team, and that person will be allowed to run as many times as you see necessary, as many times as you see fit. That person does not necessarily have to be in your lineup, but they do have to be on your roster. The pitch height, this is something that I've worked on the last 2 years. Excuse me. My problem with slow pitch softball is that the game has gotten way too flat and way too fast. The 4 to 10 thing is just a little fast for slow pitch, in my opinion. So our pitch height has been 6 to 10 for the last 2 years. I can't speak on whether it's been executed in other parts of the nation or even around the world. Because as you know, ISPS is not just nationwide. We do a lot of work on the other side of the planet as well. So it is 6 to 10 from the ground. None of this point of release or any of that crazy stuff. The distinction is from the ground. And it's 6 at the bottom, 10 at the top. That is all.
We got a question, a live question from Roll Dog 23. He says, "Easy Bam. What about the Suncoast?"
We have not banned any of those Suncoast bats. When we talking Suncoast, I'm sure you're talking about the 240 offering that's been recently banned. we don't, we haven't, let me not say we don't, but we haven't done any extensive testing that will um, sway our opinions to the left or the right. As you guys know, I am a bat nerd. So there isn't any bat that I haven't used or cut open or looked at under, giving it a bit of scrutiny to kick the tires and the wheels around a tad bit. And I don't see anything there that says that we are ban them now. But in the future, I can't speak on it right now. We have to go through, like I said, a more extensive testing process. But as of today, as of tomorrow, as of Saturday, as of Sunday, swing away, swing Funkos.
Okay. We have another question from Garth. For the men's lower bracket, what will the home runs be?
And I think I decided on two. Was it too many?
Two and inning ending.
I
Yes. Two
decided
home
on
runs and
two
inning.
and any ending. Um,
We should go over the other home run rules as well.
well, let me just say that in any lower distinction of softball, our goal, all of our goal is to get better, to get better. And if any of us can hit home runs with that type of with that type of consistency, perhaps it's time to move up a bit, especially if you don't have that type of back and forth. You want to hit more home runs, move up. But as I said, this offering of softball that we'll have out there this weekend, I'm not going to say it's as aggressive as, let's say, OG Blue Rock, the best in the business, the best ever. I'm not going to say that it's as aggressive as my personal offering, the OG Dio ball, close second. But these hardcore balls, hmm, I think you're going to be very surprised at the level of performance. You're going to see over the next changing of the guard, or the next 3 to 6 months, you're going to see that we're going to change the logo, change the graphics on these balls, but it won't change the dynamic. It'll still be the same great performing ball. It's something that we've been working on for a while now. It upsets me a bit, left me confused because we had our ball ready to be distributed prior to other sanctions having the ball. And I pride myself on having something that's a little better performing than everyone else was on the market because, as you know, our OG Blue Rock was my claim to fame. And we've been going through some changes within our manufacturing. But hopefully we can bring that ball back to you here pretty soon. But what we have secondarily right now is it's a fair offering. It's a very fair offering. I think you guys are going to find yourself pleased. The commissioner, Larry, myself, we've come up with a plan that's going to give you guys a few balls up front. That way you don't have to worry about paying for any balls. Going to give you guys a few balls up front, and I'll be walking around, getting a little feedback, watching some games, because more than anything, I'm a fan. So I want to see you guys do the thing.
Okay, and just so everybody knows, the women's division is going to have unlimited home runs. Men's lower is going two home runs and inning ending. Men's upper is six home runs and an out. And in the co-ed division on Sunday, we're going to have three home runs and an out for the males and unlimited home runs for the women. We have a couple more questions, Bam.
Hold on, before we have any
Oh,
questions,
go
give
ahead.
My guy Larry an opportunity to speak here.
Oh, Larry, why don't we?
I don't want to leave my guy out, man. Larry's a good man.
I just want everybody to have a good time. See what we got to offer in ISPS.
Larry's joining us from Paducah, Kentucky. Yes, sir. You know what? What we were talking about, back to what you were talking about earlier about the different runner for the pitcher. They're asking live right here on YouTube. Are we gonna have a different runner for the pitcher? You wanna?
Let me touch on that a little bit. That's normally something that I know that in different places around the United States has become very popular, allowing a separate runner for the pitcher. But in these national championships, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is our inaugural event of this type, and I want to give our normal rulings an opportunity to be on display before I start teetering with certain regulations and rules, and the same will hold true because I'm sure the conversation is going to come up soon about a designated home run hitter, right? Let me get out in front of it, and that's something that we probably will implement along with the pitcher getting a runner at all times. But just this weekend in particular, it's not going to happen. My apologies.
Oh, not only that, but the international runner, you could use him as many times
As
as you
many
want.
times as you want.
He doesn't have to be in the
So
lineup.
this is a tomato
Yeah,
tomato type deal, right? Because you could come into the situation where your international
where he
runner
is already being
is
used.
already being used,
Yeah,
and then your pitcher
yeah.
comes up, blah 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 blah, squash. And I apologize for it if it doesn't work out in your favor. And like I said, perhaps this is something that we'll revisit when I'm Monday morning quarterbacking, sitting down with the cadre doing an after action review. But as of right now, these are the rulings that we're gonna go by.
Mira, we have a live question here from Facebook. Tony says, "Hello again. Can you explain the uniform rule?"
The uniform rule is plain and simple. For you, those of you guys who don't know me, I am an Army dude. So uniformity is something that I'm all over the commissioner about at all times. It's something to me. It just looks good. It's pleasing to the eye. Aesthetically, I love to see a team over here in all navy blue. Let's just say in me, and a team over there in hot pink and Manny. Let's say the boys. I guess I'll tell you guys about later. But at any rate, I really enjoy seeing that. And if I'm talking about exact uniforms. I'm talking about exact uniforms. I'm talking about everybody in the same exact uniform, not someone in the blue uniform over here and someone in the inverted last year rendition of white of
Yeah,
what you're offering
they're
right now.
alternate.
The alternate.
Yeah.
I want to see everybody in the same uniform. Should you not be in the same uniform, excuse me, should you not be in the same uniform, then automatically you don't qualify for a coin flip. You automatically are going to come out as visitors. Um, Also, if let's just say both teams don't have it, it's pretty self-explanatory. If one team doesn't and one team does, the team that does have it will end up um, being home team automatically. The team that doesn't will suffer being the visiting team. And I do mean suffer because a lot of these times the home team is the determining factor. So, hey, go to Kmart, get 10 t-shirts, write numbers on, do what you got to
It's
do.
happened before.
Yeah, I've done it before.
Spray
I've
paint.
been out there with some V-necks.
Yeah.
Um,
Let me see if we have any. Keep good talking. I'm going to look for more questions.
um, Also, is that something you know, or something you just want to know?
They're asking, but I wanted to ask you if we're going to do that.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yes, we are. You want to get to that right now?
I'll bring it up in the next one.
Okay. Hey, and I'm not above any shameless plugs. If you're looking for uniforms, AM Athletics.
Since the 40s teams are going to be combined with the men's division, can the seniors use senior bats? And as for the roster, when will the roster be locked?
Okay. Y'all guys see these grays in my beard over here. The mustache is pristine, by the way. But you guys see these grays in the beard. I'm a 40 and over guy myself. Hell no, we ain't allowing them to use no senior bats. You don't kill somebody out there. All these big, strong 40 and over dudes these days, man. Guys at 40 years old are taking better care of themselves than ever. The answer is no. There will be no senior bats allowed, but feel free to swing the 220. But I will say, out there playing ball, the 40 and overs will be given an equalizer. There's only two teams, and they will be given an equalizer. I'm sure some of the young guys are not going to like it, but the truth is, when I was young, we would whoop the hell out of 40 and over dudes. So that's what you should do. Whoop on them. They'll be either given a 5-run differential, which will be given 1 run per inning. It won't be 5 runs up front. I feel like that's an unfair advantage to be knocked out in 4 innings. Or they can choose the 11th fielder. Regular equalizer rules.
Perfect.
And what was the second part of what you asked me?
When is rosters going to be locked?
Rosters will be locked tomorrow afternoon at 12 p.m. At 12 p.m. If you get caught playing on a team that you are not allotted to, and you got plenty of time, just add the names to it now. You got plenty of time that we're late in the game. You still have ample amount of time to get your rosters turned in. The only thing that we're doing there is attempting to keep squad integrity. That's all. That's all. We're attempting to keep squad integrity. Um, Protests will be $100. If that protest is upheld, you get your $100 back. If that protest is in fact not upheld, I'm going to Hardee's.
When is the home run derby and how do they sign up?
Home Run Derby is tomorrow evening. When's the kickoff time for that?
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Friday.
Friday it will be on the stadium field at this venue, which I gotta tell you, we walked around that today.
Bob Hoffman Stadium.
Bob Hoffman Stadium. It was pretty darn dope. Pretty darn dope. That's the tentative place that we're gonna be at. But I did notice today that there was a substantial wind blowing in. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. Home Run Derby is supposed to be a show. People out there supposed to be putting on a show. So secondarily, we have another field that's ready just in case that's an issue. But you'll be able to use the same thing. You'll be able to use every bat that you want to use other than a senior bat, as long as it's a 220, 240 ASA. Also, with the blend and this three-part ball that we have now, the ASA bats are going to perform very well. But I wouldn't trust her with these balls. You're asking for trouble. If you bring your ASA gamer out there and she's super hot, she may not make it home without a crack on her back.
Well, for the home run derby, they're supposed to hit their own balls and provide their own pitcher.
Yes, yes. Now I'll be out there, and in emergency situations, I'll be able to chuck a few cookies to you.
Larry, you pitch?
Um,
I've been known to pitch in my time.
Larry's a modest gentleman, a man of few words, but when he has something to say, it's always important.
He's a good guy. I think we're pretty much it.
I want to touch on the illegal bats. If we do find one, we're gonna pull it and hold it until after the tournament.
Yeah, we'll give it back.
Larry's right on point.
Yeah.
Well, we'll give it back providing that nobody gets hurt. If somebody gets hurt, that bat goes home with me, and we'll make a determination there. And hopefully nobody gets hurt. We want to pray for great weather. We want to pray for player safety first and foremost, and man, get out there and have a good time. Talk your trash. Keep it between the lines. No disrespect. Don't talk about nobody's mama. But have yourself a good time out there. I want you guys to remember that this event is being brought to you by the City of York, USA Softball, along with ISPS, by way of ISPS. The three gentlemen sitting in front of your screen right now, and the great city of York, Pennsylvania. And just remember why you're there and how you got there, right? Just remember all of that when you're out there playing and having a good time, and when emotions run deep and your temperaments run high. I want you to take a second to take a breather and just remember exactly how much you paid to be out here. The fact that a couple of years ago during COVID, you couldn't do this. And although we try to act as if softball is not important and it's only a recreational activity, the truth is, most of your friends come from the diamond. Go out there with your people, with your friends, your family, and have a great, 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 great time. This park is really, really based around family. Family, family. It's a centralized location. There's a wooden pavilion there that you'll find me back at eating ice cream and candy and Doritos and tacos. Tacos, man.
The
street
walking tacos.
Yeah, I'll be probably before the sun gets out real good. I'll probably be a dozen deep in those bad boys. But I do all the time out, have a great, great time. Really, personally, I've done a lot to grow this ISPS brand in the last couple of years that the commissioners brought me on to be the director. I take it probably a bit more serious than I should at times. Not the game, but the way you treat the game. And I just ask for you to come out and have a good time and respect my brand the same way I would respect yours.
That's it.
Any other questions? You got any other questions there, man? Anybody asking anything?
Oh, you know what? We should talk about the weather if there's any issues with the weather. We have until Sunday, guys. We have 8 fields. If any weather issues happen on Saturday or even Friday for the home run derby,
The contingency plan, we have a grounds crew that I haven't met personally, but they come highly recommended, and I hear that they're
We met
absolutely
their
amazing.
we met their top guy.
Right, right. But I didn't meet the employees who will actually
Right.
be out there swinging axes. Um, from my understanding, this grounds crew is able and ample, and they're very, very, very committed to doing a good job. They're out there. A lot of volunteers will be out there this weekend. So if you see one, grab one, shake their hand, say hello. People out there volunteering their time, their energies. You could put your money up all, at any time, but when someone volunteers their time, they're giving you something that means a little something to them. So I also ask that you respect those folks. Those folks, please treat them as a part of the ISPS USA Sports Cadre and a part of York, Pennsylvania. I had a chance to meet um, some of the officials today, and I got to tell you, it was all love and it was all kindness today, and that's something that I like to keep going Friday, Saturday, Sunday through the duration of the weekend. Safe travels in, safe travels out, safe gameplay while you're playing. What else can you ask for? So even if the weather is inclement, so what? So what? We'll sit back, we'll work the fields, maybe go get something to eat, come back in an hour, and run it back again. From what we've seen here geographically, even when there's precipitation that doesn't last very long, there's a storm that passes through. There was one that passed through today.
This afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah, we were sitting there talking, and all of a sudden, it got dark out there. It passed through. Me and Manny went to T-Mobile. Took about an hour and a half, and the ground and the fields, the irrigation on the fields is actually pretty well. It does pretty well. They're not crowned, but there is a runoff for the water, and the grounds crew, I'm sure, knows the terrain better than any of us do. So I don't see why we won't be able to finish this event and it won't be supremely popular and supremely successful. And we'll be ready to run this back somewhere soon. York, Pennsylvania for sure, but we'll be able to run this back somewhere soon, perhaps somewhere closer to you geographically. Maybe not, but we're really, really, really looking to change some things in this game.
Cool.
No more questions?
I think we're good. Larry?
Ah, let's just touch on some gameplay. That give everybody an opportunity to hear me out. There will be no courtesy foul ball. Let's get that out right
Oh,
now.
1-1. No.
One and one, no courtesy. And this holds true for men, women, co-ed, such as that's also in the co-ed division. We never touched on this, man. If the guy in front of the girl walks at any time, the guy takes second base regardless. If there are two outs, the woman takes second base as well, regardless. But with 0 to 1 out, the woman must hit. The adage is she's not in the force play anymore. So guy takes second base regardless. The woman must hit with less than 2 outs.
So if the guy walks to second base, the girl goes first.
With 2 outs, yes.
Okay.
But if there's not 2 outs, the guy goes to second base and the girl swings the bat.
Okay.
All right.
Got it?
Yeah, yeah. And listen, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Larry.
It's a we're going to give them the choice though, right? Where they can hit or
Only with 2 outs. With 2 outs, they have the choice. If they still want to hit, then but by all means, because we've had some women that are far better hitters than me, and I'll walk in front of them. They'll be like, "No, I'm hitting it," and I'll get upset, and then they'll hit better than me, and then I'll be upset that they're better than me, and not that they didn't take the walk.
Strategy.
Strategy, absolutely. I'm not going to tolerate you disrespecting my umpires this week or any other weekend. If you know me personally, you know how I feel about this. Dropping that F bomb out there, as I said, this is a family environment, and remember why and how you got here. Remember, umpires are humans. There will be mistakes. There won't be anything that's perfect in absolute terms. Something doesn't go your way, game runs emotional, tempers run high, say your piece, move on. Move on. Anyone who threatens the umpires is going to have an issue. If you drop that F bomb, you're probably going to be watching the game on TV, not even from the comforts of the other side of the fence. Um, any fights, you got to go. You got to go. If things get physical, you got to go. You got to go. What else, man? Is there anything else?
We will be using the girl balls for co-ed, 11-inch.
on the girls' ball. What ball are we going to be using for the?
It's a variation of the same hardcore ball offering that we have from Dudley.
Okay.
It's a smaller ball. Now I got to tell you guys, there's something going on. I'm glad you brought that up, Larry. There's something going on with these balls that is very upsetting for me personally. The balls that showed up were supposed to be balls with our branding ISPS stamp on them. The ball showed up with an alternate. I'm not going to say rival, but the ball showed up with an alternate associations stamp on them. And I'm not even going to say the name because ain't nobody out there pushing ISPS for me. I ain't pushing it for nobody else. It has an alternate associations stamp on it, and this upsets me deeply.
Yeah, and we just found out about it today when we opened the boxes, and it's Thursday. We really can't do anything about it now, but we're really upset with that. Yeah.
Yeah, very upsetting to me. A lot of everything that we're doing right now is about brand recognition. I'm trying to bring some national exposure to our homegrown offering in Florida and what Larry has going on in Kentucky, El Paso, Texas. We have a few places that ISPS runs very smoothly and has been running very smoothly. With that being said, if you're looking to be a director and you have good character, you can pass a background check, you should message me. You should message me immediately. I am on the hunt for more directors. We are about to come online in Illinois. We're about to come online in Tennessee with Jimmy. We're about to come online in Georgia. And hopefully I'm going to be able to come online. Not me, excuse me. We are going to be able to come online on that West Coast and that Washington State, Oregon, California, Arizona space. I am very much so looking forward to the commissioner sending me out there so I can eat good food and shake hands and meet great people.
And gentleman messaged me yesterday about Mississippi.
Mississippi?
Yes, we may have somebody there we can talk to.
Oh man, that'd be a very, very, very good look. Also,
Good food too.
on Mississippi, Louisiana, you can't beat it. Also, I want to give credit to Larry. Larry was the front man on this Dudley deal we had because after getting the offering of the Blue Rocks, that the recipe was just nowhere near what we had become to be. Um, the standard of performance for Blue Rocks coming out of China,
Accustomed to.
right? We got an offering that came out of Vietnam, and I'm just not going to pull no punches. It was trash. I wouldn't put that in my BP bag. It was trash. And it was of absolutely no knowledge, no prior knowledge of any of us. But the consequence was the relationship that we had is, for all intents and purposes, been severed between us and that distributor because we just weren't privy to that information prior to. Had there been a testing process, those balls would not have been made in mass because I would have taken two swings and I would have known that that was boo boo. So my man Larry took the torch, came up with something, allowed us to get a deal in place. So hats off to that young man Larry for allowing us to move forward because that ball, to me, I don't play USA ASA because the ball is tackle. I feel as if the ball has a lot to do with how aggressive the gameplay is going to be. We all spend a lot of money on these bats. I mean, a lot of money on these bats. I happen to be in the bat business, so tens of thousands of dollars have changed hands between me and Tank on this bat thing, and I just don't want to play.
Shout out to Thank.
I just don't want to play if the ball is not up to par. And
Yeah,
Larry
man.
stepped
Of
in
course.
and made sure that the ball was up to par. And I'm sure, especially in this region, you guys aren't going to be familiar with this ball. But I promise you, by the time third, fourth inning comes around, you're going to have every confidence to drive this ball out into the wind, to drive this ball in any circumstance, backside, ground ball, whatever it is that you want to do. You're going to find that this is not the Blue Rock. Let me not even front. Let me not. The Blue Rock is the best ball ever made. Give me a Blue Rock over a what's the conference ball? Stadium ball. Give me the Blue Rock on contact, exit speed, the lightness, the weight of the ball, the distance. Give me a Blue Rock all day long. But I'm going to tell you, it's very, very comparable. And what you swing this weekend is all because of this young man across from the table from me. So you should give him some feedback out there when you're hitting and when you see the ball. When you want to give us a little bit of feedback, let us know what you think about it. Larry was the front man on that. So hats off to that young man. That was a great, great job. Well done. Man. Great, great job.
Very good. I think we're good.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, everyone out there. If you have any further questions, send us a note, send us a message. I'll direct them over. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you out there tomorrow for the Home Run Derby at 7 p.m. at Bob Hoffman Park, and then bright and early 8 a.m. on Saturday for the first set of games. All right.
Get there early.
Good
Get
night.
to start on time.